just claims on Myfxbook. Hi, it's Charlie giving you a midweek video, and we had someone got in touch with Sam. I don't know if it was last week, and talking about uploading verified accounts into Myfxbook, and unfortunately, Myfxbook's a great platform. I must point that out. As far as if you're personally using it for uploading your results and all of that. And but I think you have to be very careful with some of the claims that are made on here. And apologies to I've just literally just pulled up an account. This is random. Don't It's just a random account. I'm not making any claims against this because I'll get done for for whatever. But I've just brought up literally it was at the top of the list. I just went into the portfolios. No. Where did I just go into the? Where is it? The can't remember, systems here. Okay, so I went into systems. The people naively, unfortunately, think that these results are all verified in Myfxbook. The problem is that it's not a Myfxbook problem. It's just that people have found ways of manipulating it. So, for example, you can if you've got the right software, then you can manipulate your figures down here. And so you can all of a sudden, if you've got programming software, you can literally just click in this area down here and change all of these figures. You can change all of these figures. Other things that you can do is because Myfxbook is reliant on people uploading from an MT4 account, MT4 accounts can be manipulated as well. As far as the data is concerned, to make them look like they are live accounts when they're not live accounts. And so there's a lot of nonsense out there. So don't get me wrong, Myfxbook is a great resource. I use the calculators actually feature in Myfxbook myself for when I'm working out my position sizing and stuff. So there's stuff in here. But unfortunately, you have to be very, very careful as far as going on here and believing. And I'm not picking out whatever this one is and making any claims against this, but there are lots of people who upload so-called systems into this, which can be heavily manipulated and may not be genuine systems, because they want to use this sort of information for things like marketing or whatever. So the reality is, in the real world of trading, that when it comes to if you're being marketed in that regard, that unfortunately there's not many people in the trader education space who are actually regulated, and so therefore have the backup to whatever they are saying. So where you can say, actually, I'm a regulated professional trader. Now, the way to be a regulated professional trader is to be regulated by your relevant governing body, such as in the UK, the FCA, in the US, it would be the SEC, and in Australia, it would be the FSA. So, and to have that regulation means that, okay, you are a professional trader, a professional money manager, as opposed to putting these sorts of things onto sites such as Myfxbook, which can be manipulated. So the reality of trading and in our education space is that there are very, very few, and that's why with the Charlie Burton Trading now, what we're doing is trying to spearhead what we're doing by saying, and although I've been professionally managing money for a few years now, but what I'm saying is, well, how many trading educators actually are regulated? And are they regulated to make calls? I make calls, but they are regulated calls because I'm regulated myself. So I can back up what I do because I actually have a track record, as opposed to some of these things that you can load up onto sites such as Myfxbook where you don't. So be careful with that sort of information because it can be manipulated. As I've said, we had an inquiry last week about that, and so I thought I might as well throw my 2 pennies in and just talk a little bit about how these things can be manipulated. If you are if you've got someone that's on, Instagram making all sorts of claims or whatever, then you might want to ask them if they are actually regulated as a trader, and the majority of them would obviously say no, that's not the case. Okay, that's just some food for thought this week. We'll come back to the markets. In fact, let's do a little bit on the markets right now. I think looking at the euro dollar here, we've got a bit of a bounce day at the moment. I'm recording this Tuesday afternoon, and which is quite interesting because the euro's had quite a run, really. If you think about it, right from early Feb, really, it's just been on a singular run down. We've got ECB coming this week, and certainly I think that the euro's bounce today is that there's some rumours of some packages that are going to be announced on ECB on Thursday, in the likely in the main announcement and press conferences after that. So that might actually lend some support to the euro. So just bear that in mind. The euro itself has hit a longer term trend line down here as well, so do bear that in mind as well. So technically, fascinating market there at the moment on the euro dollar. We've got, of course, there's all sorts of other things that are going on in the world right now, of course, but in the near term, we might just find that the euro's trying to stabilize for a while, especially once we get post ECB. Now, what you're likely to do on ECB is find some volatility on Thursday. We will be trading it in my trading room on Thursday. And it's not just because the euro's up right now doesn't mean say it's going to just carry on going up. It might do, but it might not. It may still want to do a retest of these lows down here. But certainly I think we need to be aware that the euro's into some form of support down here on the bigger time frames, and that the ECB may be coming out of a package that the market likes. So what's likely going to happen is the move is never obvious. So even if the market does like it, the euro could be coming down first. But do watch out for that. Certainly once we get past ECB, past Thursday, we'll see how the market reacts. So I'll be back later in the week for a market commentary video.